All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Super Easy Forex family. Right now, you're probably right here in the trading session, trading systems, and then you clicked on step number one of our 4 easy steps. But pause before we do that. Let's not go too fast and too far. I want to go over a couple of things just to introduce you to your back office, what's going on here, and go over some really, really important stuff. So if you need to pause the video right here, grab you a pen or a piece of paper and a pencil, something to write with, because I'm going to give you some things that you need to know before we get started installing the system. Please do not speed past this. These are questions that I know if you come into the group or you email me, you ask me these questions, I know you skip past this just trying to rush to get to the installation of the video. So pause the video right here, grab a pen, a piece of paper, or something to write with, and take some notes because I'm going to go over some very, very important information before we set up the charts. Okay? So go ahead and do your thing. All right. So here we go. Number one, we have the 4 easy steps. Okay? Very, very easy steps. So the first thing we're looking at is we have our trading system right here. We have a singular trading system pretty much. Now we're going to customize it, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, but that's here. Then we have money management, and this is a very short video just showing you how we do that. And there's an extra indicator inside of here, so you don't want to pass this up. And then we do have 3 examples of how we use our trading system to actually place the trades, which you'll see in here. And this one is the 4th step, which is really, really important because we offer 2 different trading Telegram groups. Okay, the first one, and we'll go straight into it. This is what it looks like right here. This is the group where you can have conversations with other traders inside the group and so forth and have a dialogue. And me and your other instructor, Miss Jenny, oftentimes are in here sharing ideas and talking with everyone in here. And so you can get a lot of good information from other fellow traders. Some in here are actually even professional traders. So you can ask about a trade that you're looking at and so forth and just bump ideas or just share ideas, whatever you want to do in here. Then we also have the second channel, which is called our notification channel. Our notification channel is very important because, as you can see, this is your other instructor, Miss Jenny. She did a class last night, and I'll give you those times as well as mine. So this is one that I did this morning. And so she did one last night, and we post those replays in here so that you guys can always go right back and be able to get that information whenever you need it, okay? And so what I would recommend is make sure that you have the notification channel, including the conversation channel. Now, it's up to you which one you want to do add, or if you want to be in both, but I suggest both. Number 2, really, really important. Any new indicators that we wish to add or teach on, we'll add them here. Anything that you need as far as wanting to go back and get some additional education, really, really important. Pay attention to this because this link is at the top of both channels. This is the Google Shared Drive. Okay, this is where we share past lessons and other things such as that right here. So all you have to do is go to the top of either channel and you'll see it right there. You see, it's a pinned dot. So basically what happens is we'll click right here and it'll pull it up. You double click on it and voila, you have access to our training archives right here. And as it clearly says right here, you want to start with the 4 main videos, the same ones. Some of them is they're on, these 4 are on the website, which you have access to in steps 2 and 3. But just in case you don't want to log into the website, you can go right here. But then after that, if you want just additional education, you really want to get the hang of what's going on, and you want to take your time, which I strongly suggest to do that for the first week or 2. Make sure to be in demo account, okay? Just until you get the hang of the various different strategies, find which one works for you, because we do have 3 different strategies that you can use. So find out which one, but you can always go back. Look, there's plenty of educational videos and stuff that you can go back, and these are hyperlinked, so all you have to do is just click on it, okay? And they're named for you, okay? So that, I wanted to make sure you had knowledge of that, okay? Let's get rid of that, and we don't need this anymore. All right, now let's get to something else that's really important. We offer live trade rooms. Okay, live trade rooms. Okay, and this is something that we started doing for our traders, and it's working out very, very well. So I want you to write this down. And again, when the class times are coming up, we'll post the links inside the Telegram groups. But just for your information, okay, we do have 2 trade rooms. The first one is ran by me and is during the U.S. session. And that time, please write this down. It is 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. Eastern, it's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays only. Okay, we don't trade on Fridays. We don't trade on, well, you can, but it's totally up to you. We don't. On Sundays, Mondays, and Fridays. Okay, all right. But again, as you're getting more astute, you can choose whatever time you personally want to trade on your own, because our goal is to teach you how to be an independent trader anyway. Number 2, we do offer the second training class, which is ran by Miss Jenny Baker, and that is in the evenings during the Asian session, and that is from 8 p.m. Central Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Time until she releases the class, and that's on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So please do not, and I say this again, do not, if you don't know how to trade, you're new to it, or you just learned the system, don't go on your own. Hey, you have help, okay? When we launched these trading rooms, we started to see a clear difference in those who are highly succeeding versus those who were not, because those who are plugged in and really getting in tune to how we use the system, not the fact that you have the system, but how we were using it and our 3 core rules. Okay, when they saw that, there was a huge jump in their progress versus those who are going it alone. Those who are plugged in asking questions in the Telegram group or either in the trade rooms. Either way, big difference between those who are succeeding versus those who are not. So what am I trying to tell you? As I told the group before, just because I have a bunch of tools does not make me a mechanic, okay? I have a bunch of tools, but when something goes wrong with my car, I still call up my mechanic friend. Why? Because we both have tools, but the problem is I have the tools, but I don't have the knowledge of how to use them and apply them to certain situations. Right now, you're going to be downloading this system, and you're going to be seeing a couple of videos and stuff, and it won't take long. You'll be up and running. But to really get the concept of how to use the tools to become a Forex mechanic, that's where you need to plug into the classes. And if you cannot attend those classes, remember, go into the notification channel or into the Telegram channel. We always post the replays for you. Go back and watch the videos. Get your education, okay? Don't shortcut yourself. It's like going to college, but you think you're going to get a degree in one day. No, you have to learn how to use the tools, okay? I can have a scalpel, but that doesn't make me a doctor. You don't want me operating on you. Why? Because I don't have the knowledge. I didn't spend the time learning that. So it's the same thing. Invest into it for a week or two. Just go demo, play around with it, and it won't take you long. It's very easy. Very, very easy. Simple, okay? But I just want to make sure you get a good foundation, okay? A couple of other things, and then let's go ahead and upload the system. We'll be done. There's some things that we do, okay? So there's a couple of apps that I want you to put on your phone. The first one is called FX Hours. F as in Frank, X as in X-ray, and Hours, okay? FX Hours is an app that I have on my phone because it tells me when the trading sessions are open and when they're closed. There are certain sessions that I want to trade in, certain ones I don't. There are certain times that we trade and certain times we don't. We cover that even more as you're getting plugged in with the group. So don't worry about it. You will find out more about that times, okay? Because the time that people enter into the market plays a huge difference across the world between traders who are successful versus those who are not. So there's a couple of things we look for to give ourselves the advantage. Number one is what time does the market open? We do not trade when the market first opens on any session. We wait because of number two, and you need this. Please make sure that you are looking at news. Well, how do you get the news about what's coming up, events that's coming up, that's scheduled? Well, very easy. The FX Hours have an actual calendar in there where you can check the news. But there's another one that I like to use, and I'll give you two because there's two different ones that other people use. So there's going to be a total of 3 apps. Write this down. And again, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause it and play it back. Okay? My FX book, Frank X-Ray book, My FX book, and I use that one and I look in for calendars and news, okay? But mainly for the calendar because it gives me, that one can tell me in a week in advance what kind of news events are coming out on certain currency pairs before I enter the trade. So it kind of tells me whether I want to hold on to them or not, or whatever I want to do, whether I want to scalp them, whatever. And if you're new, you'll learn all this as you go. The other one that a lot of people like is called Forex Factory. Either way it goes, whether you use Forex Factory, whether you use My FX Book, or whether you use FX Hours, all three of those apps have the news calendar on it, and you want to pay attention to that. Okay? Just a heads up, and then we'll move forward. There are certain news events you do not want to trade. One is called NFP. NFP stands for non-farm payroll. It happens on Fridays once a month for the U.S. session. I don't like to trade that because the markets are jumpy, okay? And many times the week prior to that, we don't really trade a whole lot because the whole market is on standby waiting for that news event, okay? But you'll learn this as you go, so if you're a newbie, don't worry about it, okay? Number 2, interest rate news on currency pairs. If there's interest rates coming out on certain currency pairs, then that particular pair may sit still for several days. But when the news comes out, it can spike in both directions, wiping people's accounts out, which is why a lot of traders lose. They're not aware of that. So if there's interest rate news coming out, we don't play around with it. Last but not least is if there's an election, okay? Like, if there's like the Aussie AUD pairs right now. I just communicated with the group. We're going to shy away from those because they have elections coming out on the weekend. Okay, so there's different news events that can impact your trading. But as far as the setup and taking the trades, I mean, that's just, we do our whole scan of work within 10 or 15 minutes and we're done for the entire day. But just knowing these news events, and again, if you're new, don't worry about it. You'll learn this as you go. Okay. So don't feel like, it's a big deal. It's really actually not. It's extremely easy. But again, when you're acclimated and tapped into the trade rooms, you'll see how quick and easy we make these assessments. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's move on with actually putting your system together. All righty then. So again, you can always, as we're going through the steps, if I'm going a little too fast for you, please forgive me. But don't worry. This is a recording, so you can always just play it back. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go into step number 1. And here we are. This is where you'll see this recording that we're actually doing now, and you can play it, okay? If you need to, but you're watching it now. All right. So step number 2, you're going to click on downloads. Okay. Step number 3, we're going to stop. We're not going to do anything yet. You're going to minimize your screen. You're going to go to your desktop and right click. You're going to create a folder on your desktop. So we go to new and we create a folder and you just name it Triple Arrows or whatever you choose to name it and click and hit enter. Okay. So let me do another folder. Let's get rid of that one, delete it, and let's do it again for those who are not that savvy. Okay. We're going to go to with our mouse. You're going to right click, you're going to go to new, you're going to go to folders, and then it's going to pull that blue word up saying new folder. You want to go ahead, and if you hit it by accident like I did, just right click on it, click rename, and there it is. And you just call it whatever you want. Okay, we'll call it the Triple Arrows. And then hit enter. And voila, you got your folder. Now you go back to the website. And you go to download right here. You click on download and you say, I want to do direct download. And momentarily, you'll see this right here. It's dropping the file and it's downloading the file. And within seconds, it should be complete. You're going to go here where this little icon is here and say show in folder. Okay, so let's go slow. You clicked on direct on download, you clicked on direct download, and it did a direct download to your computer. Next, you're going to go show in folder by clicking this arrow and click show in folder. And as you can see, it's pulling that up for me. I'm going to right click on this and go to extract all. And it's going to ask me for a destination. Where do you want your new indicators to go? I'm going to click on Browse, Desktop, and look what's there, L folder. I just click on it, and then I click Select Folder. And then Next, Extract. All right, and then I can get out of this. As you can see, it's telling me all my indicators are now loaded. You can click out of that. Let's lower our screen just to verify, okay? Lower the screen. Don't get out of it. Just see this. This is to exit out. We're just going to click this little button here to minimize it. We're just going to double check. We double clicked on our folder and voila, there we are. All our indicators are there. Okay? Now again, if you're confused, just play this back. Take your time. All right? Next, we're going to right click on the folder itself. And we're going to copy it. That's it. Just right click on it and copy. Okay. Next, depending on your broker, we do not make broker recommendations because, you know, a broker could be nice to one person but mean to another person. One broker could be this and that. We do recommend you do your due diligence to select your own brokers. These brokers here are just random brokers just to show you how to set the system up. It doesn't mean that we're referring you to them and so forth. Okay, these are just the random brokers accounts. Where I suggest you do, if you want to know about brokers, is go on to Google and just type in Forex brokers, or there's a website that's very famous for checking out brokers and giving reviews on them. It's called Forex Peace Army, Forex peacearmy.com. Forex Peace Army. We recommend that. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're just going to click on one just to play around with it. Make sure you have right clicked and copied this folder. You'll see why. Okay, and I'm waiting for it to pull up. Okay, and we're waiting for you to pull up. Come on. It's still thinking. Okay, let's go to the other one. Chances are they may both pull up at the same time now. All right, and there we are. We have one of the brokers up. Okay, so let's go to a default screen. Because chances are, let me do this. Let's go here. This is your market watch. Market watch is where all your indicators are. I'm sorry, your currency pairs are. Okay, this is where your currency pairs are. So let me try to do this. It's still trying to pull up the info. Give me a second, please. All right. So if I take off all of this and give me a second, I'm going to set this up for you. I was trying to use this other broker because I think that their account. All right, let's do this. Let's go to default. Okay, there we go. Let's use this one. Okay. I'm going to take a lot of stuff out of here. And in order to change out indicators, you can just right click on anywhere on your blank screen. But I don't want to confuse you, so just hang tight. Okay, none of this that I'm doing right here is going to matter. So just hang tight. Okay. I'm going to get rid of a lot of things so it can make you look like yours. Okay. And this is also, I'm going to put everything back. Remember, don't worry about what I'm doing right now. This is just showing you originally how your screen may look. Okay, when you first pull up your charts. All right, and so we'll save this as a default. Okay, and I'll tell you when to start paying attention again. Okay, all right, it's there. So now pay attention. Here we go. So typically when you pull up your charts, it may look something like this. Okay, and it looks really strange. Okay, and sometimes it won't have the red and green candles. It may have some different colors, no problem. Let's go ahead and get out of all of this first. Okay. And we're going to set these charts up and kind of pre-make them. So the first thing you're going to do is right click on the chart. You're going to go to properties right down here. See this? Again, let me do it again. Right click, go to properties. And then let's clean this up and make it look nicer. Okay, it could have a white background. You can change the background to black like mine's. Your foreground is just meaning these letters right here, these numbers, white. The grid, as you can see, I don't like the grid. So I click on it and I click none. And if your candles are a different color or whatever, you can always say bar up. The bar is up. I make mine green. So anytime the price is going up or the candlesticks are going up, I'll make them green. And when they're going down, red. And then they have bull candles, bear candles. It's the same thing. Bull means up like this. Bear candle, bear means down. Okay, you just learned the stock market term as well. Okay, bull, when you hear in the markets, they say bull and bears. Bull means up. See, bars up, bear mean down. And that's why we match them the same color. Okay, all right. So I click OK, and there we are. Now, the next step is we're going to go into our file. And remember, if at any point you're confused, just please stop the video, rewind it back, go step by step, take your time. Okay? I'm going to go now. Again, I'm going to go into File, Open Data Folder, and then you'll see MQL4. I'm going to double click, and then I see Indicators. You can double click again. And right here, I'm going to right click in the empty space, okay? Not here, but right click in any area away from it. Right click and click paste. All right. And when you scroll up, what do you see in there? Your triple arrow folder. And then we just exit out. Okay. So again, if that step confused you, pause the video, rewind it back, and follow through. So now let's start loading our indicators, and we're almost done. All right. So now we're going to go into what's called your Navigator folder. We're going to click on Navigator. Okay. And let me click these little plus and minus buttons. When you click a plus button, it opens it up. When you hit the minus button, it closes it back. Okay. So we're looking for our folder, but it's not there, right? Oh, no worries. What you want to do is right click on an empty space and just click refresh. And wait. See, it's thinking. See the little Ferris wheel spinning? And then we look for it, and voila, there it is. Yay, you got through it. You got through it. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. All right, so let's go ahead and load our system up. I'm going to hit the plus button. And as you can see, all your indicators are right here. So we're going to do a couple of things, okay, to customize it and make it real simple and cute for you. Number one, we're going to add our auto trend lines. A lot of people who does trade in the market, they use trend lines. We have auto trend lines that does it for us. So we're going to add those. You want to make sure that the first two boxes are added, okay, or checked rather. Then under inputs, you can change the color of the lines right here. I like mine's white. So I go in here and I pick the color white. And then I click OK. And as you can see, voila, there's the trend lines. Okay, there's our trend lines, automatically done for us. The second thing we're going to add is our big arrow. I double click. I make sure that both of the boxes are checked. I go to inputs, nothing I need to do there. I go to colors, and then I change the bottom one to red. Okay, now, whatever your favorite colors are, you can choose them. But I change mine to red, and then I click OK. And as you can see now, when it's a buy, there's your arrow. See that? When it's a sell, there's your arrow. Okay, and that's what we use it for. Now, you do have the entry arrow, and we're going to add that one first. And make sure both boxes are checked. You go to inputs, and you can change this number to 21, or you can leave it at the 35. It depends on how fast, and this is for expert traders. If you're not an expert trader, I'll say just leave it as is, leave this alone. Go to colors, and let me go back. As far as why we changed this is because when depending on what time frame you want to trade, if you want to be alerted sooner on entry points, you can change this to a 21. If you want it to be standardized the way it was built, then leave it at a 35. You'll get entries a little bit later on your entries of entering a trade, but it'll be a little more accurate because you're using a higher time for it to calculate. Okay, that's all that means. Okay, so if you're brand new, leave it as is for now. All right. We're going to go to the colors. Now again, I like all my colors to match. You can pick your favorite colors. For a buy, which is the top line, I like mine to be green. And for a sale, I like it to be red. And as you can see, they let you pick the width. I'm going to pick number 3 for thickness. And then that's it. I click OK. All right. And as you can see, oh, look at there. It's saying it's enough. Okay. Now this box may pop up. All you have to do is just drag it to the bottom corner out of the way. It's a pop-up box with an alert. You just get rid of it. Okay. All right. That's that. Okay. The next thing, we can add we're going to skip some of these. We're going to skip down to our MACD true. Double click, go to common, make sure both boxes are checked. We're going to go to inputs and do nothing. We're going to go to colors, and you can choose whatever colors you like. For me, what is my favorite? Lime green. All right, so I'm going to pick lime green. As far as thickness, and I'm only doing the top 2. For thickness, I'm going to pick number 2 and number 2. Then I'm going to go to levels, and I'm going to click add. As I click add, I'm going to go down here, because even though I'm adding a level, and you'll see momentarily what I mean, as I'm adding a level, it won't show up until I add a color. So let's just pick white for now. You can change this later on as you see fit. And then I click OK. And look at there. Isn't that cute? Oh, as you can see, now you see why I added a level. Now, to describe some traits that we look for, okay, let's try to pick something. Well, we'll do it later. I'll go through that. We'll just keep adding what's necessary. The next thing we're going to look for, and these are time frames, so we'll go to through that as well if you're brand new, okay? And then we're going to do something else. So I'm going to double click on my Super Easy SR. This is support and resistance. I want to click on common to make sure both boxes are checked. And that's pretty much all you have to do. Click OK. All right. And that's it. And as you can see the support lines came in? You see that? All right. By the way, if you're ever trying to move your charts and it keeps jumping backwards, all you have to do is go to charts and unclick auto scroll. And so now you can look back in time and see. As you can see, here was a perfect entry. Right here, our green line crossed above the red, and these volume bars are above the 0 line. Then we have our support dot saying, yes, this is support. We have the big arrow and we have the little arrow. And there we are. It went. Then when it reversed, you see the very opposite. 1, 2, 3. Green line crossed below the red, and these volume bars crossed below the 0 line, and we sold. See how simple it is? Okay. All right. Let's keep going. You have another indicator. It's called your symbol changer. Double click on that. Make sure you click on common. And there you are. And then click OK. And down here, and we'll get rid of this for now. So click out of this. And down here, instead of you can pick any time frame you want, of course. But down here, instead, what you can do, and you can move these up and down. What you can do if you want to check a particular currency pair, you just click the button. See, that was a perfect entry for a sale. Okay. Just click the buttons. So as you're scrolling through, you can easily just check through pairs by clicking through this tool right here. Okay, very free tool. You can increase your candles by clicking the plus if you want to make it larger for those who need to see it a little bit bigger. Okay, either way it goes, we have the first template set. Okay, the first template is set. See that? That was a perfect entry. So let's go ahead and save this. So let's call this triple arrows number 1. Okay, and I click save. Again, how did I do that? I went right here to this corner. See the little clock? I went here to this corner. I clicked save. I named the template I wanted, and then just click save, and that was that. Okay? All right. Whenever you want to go and switch between templates to see different variations of what we're doing, If you wanted to create something different, you can always just go to your templates and click right on them. And that's it. See? So if I wanted to look at it from this standpoint, same thing, see? But I don't have everything on there. But if I wanted to go back and look at this other one, I click on that one. So whenever, as you're getting more astute with your system, if you want to customize things, just make sure to go back and save it, okay? So now let's go ahead and do something different. We're going to change and add the triple arrow system. This is one system. We do have another one. They're both going to do the same thing. It just gives you different ways of looking at it, all right? So we're going to go to indicator list and to take something off and add some things. So number one, I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to indicator list, and right here I'm going to take off the entry arrow. I don't want it. Okay, and now you don't see it. Okay, why did I do that? Let's go to set up your triple arrows. I don't add them both at the same time. So what I did was I go back into your navigator folder, see this little envelope, and I went back in here, and now we're going to add something different. We're going to add our little arrow. We're going to make sure to go to common. Both boxes are checked. We're going to go to colors. And what is my favorite colors? Now you pick the favorite for you, but I'm doing lime green. For buys, the lower is red for sales. I'm going to change the size to a 3. And again, you can always pause the video and play it back. And then I click OK. Oh, look at there. We have 2 of our arrows. We don't have the triple yet, but we have 2 of them, don't we? Okay. And this is just a different variation from the first one. They both are going to do the same thing. It's just up to you, whichever one you'd like to look at better. Now we're going to go to our yellow arrow. And by the way, you can double click on it to bring it up, or you can just drag it and drop it on the screen. Doesn't matter. Same thing. So on here, let's take off the alert for now. We don't want the alert. We'll change that to 0. So I just double clicked in there. Show alert. I double click again and put it to 0. Okay. Then I go to make sure, you got to make sure commons is always the first 2 boxes are clicked. We set our alerts to none. Then we go to colors. And right here, we're going to make this, because it's the what? Yellow arrows. We're going to go ahead and change them to our yellow. And we're going to make it the same thickness, number 3. And then we click OK. And what do you see? Oh, ain't that cute? We got our triple arrows. Yay! Look at there. The triple arrow system, it's in play. There it is. Okay? There it is. So now that we have our triple arrow system with the triple arrows, we're going to name this one. What do? We always save a template when we make changes. So we're going to click Save. And we call this one the TA. You can call it whatever you want. I called this one triple arrow number 1. We can call this triple arrow number 2 or call it the TA. Whatever you want. Okay. And then I click Save. Now take a look. Okay. Watch this. When I want to switch between systems, I have my first one. See that? Okay. And it's telling you to enter. Same thing. Or I have my TA system. And there you are. See? Doesn't matter. So you don't want everything together, okay? The one thing you don't want to do is add this one on at the same time, and I'll show you why. Because it'll make it look too clunky when you get to the lower time frames on certain trade methods that we use, okay? And let's click on the M15 or the, and it's kind of slow because I'm sharing the screen. Oh man, it's frozen up on me. So as you can see it's too much, okay? So we don't do that. Now, if you ever make a mistake, you can always go right back to your templates and go right there. Okay, and that's it. And there was the triple arrows. Okay, all right. So, by the way, trading on higher time frames, and we'll go through this later on in the videos, you'll see things very clear. Very, very clear. Okay, all right. So, that is done. Next, you're going to be finding out in the next video how to add your Fibonacci levels, and that's the same thing. You'll find that out in the next video, but nevertheless it's right here. Okay, so we'll be taking care of that, and you should be good to go. All right, let's go ahead and pause here, pause the video, and come back momentarily. All right, very good. So now, hopefully you had enough time to set all of that up. There's a couple of other indicators that we add that are free. Yes, free. We all like free. So what you're going to do is go here to your terminal. And in your terminal is called Market. You have a market store where you can get some free indicators that was custom built for the MT4 platform. So we're going to click on the terminal. And then we're going to go to Market. And it's taking a moment to pull up. And there we are. Okay. Let's try to pull this up. What you do is you hover over that line and then that allows you to pull it up higher. So there's a couple of indicators that we utilize that are free. And we like free. Okay. So the first one that we're going to use is called Trum Candles. Trum Amazing Candles. TRUM. And I apologize again, it's running slow. I hate that. Because I'm sharing my screen. It's called TR, and I'll spell it just so you know, because you can go shopping at any time to get these. It's called the Trum Candles. It's going to be in your market store, okay? All right, TRUM, and then space, and start typing in amazing. And as you can see, as soon as you type in the word amazing or type in the word A, it's going to pull it up right here. Trum Amazing Candles. These things are amazing. Now, for those who have not registered your MT4 platform, you just click right here, and then it'll take you to a website where you'll just register it. And then once you register it, it'll allow you to have free access to the entire store. Okay? So that's one of them that you're going to be adding. And once you do register, it'll have a button right here that says download. You just click on the download button. And when you go back to your Navigator folder, under Market, you can click that. And you'll see you have tons, and you can add as many as you want. Okay? And so for us, we wanted the Trum Amazing Bars. And there we are. We go to here, to Common, make sure both are checked. We go to Inputs, nothing to change. We go to Colors. And for me, you know my favorite colors. Lime green and red. So I changed the dark green to lime. You can change it wherever you want. I changed the orange to red. Okay. And then I click OK. And here's what happens. Let's click exit out of this temporarily. And let's exit out of this temporarily. As you can see, if we increase it now, you see when it's on the downtrend, the majority of the candles will remain one color. When it's in an uptrend, majority of the candles will stay a different color, as you can see here. So what we use this for is simply for visualization, just to make sure that we kind of use it as an additional confirmation. Like for an example, on this triple arrow entry, 3 arrows, we have that. We have the green line above the red for a buy. As you can see here, for a sell, the green line needs to go below the red. For a buy, you can see that the green bars went above the 0 line. For a sell, the bars need to be below the 0 line. But in addition to that, look what happened. The candles changed color from red to what? Green. That's a confirmation. As you can see here, the bars turn from green to red. So that's an additional confirmation. So it's just to help us out, just to make sure that, hey, that we can kind of see for those who are new, who just need color patterns, like me, okay? That's what you do. So we just added that. And what do you do whenever you make changes? Click, save, and save it back to that template. This is my TA, so I highlight on that, and then click save. Do you want to replace the old one? Yes. And there we are. So anytime I click on my TA now, if I click here to another template, see how the candles are all mixed up. But when I go to my TA system, oh, isn't that pretty? All right, let's go ahead and shop some more, okay? I like shopping. So we're going to go back to the terminal, and let's go ahead and add another indicator. This next indicator is called the Info Plus. Info Plus, okay? And with the Info Plus, you're going to click on that, and it's going to put it into your store. I already have mine, so let's go into the Play Store and let's see what happens. I'm going to go back into my Navigator folder, and I'm looking for my Info Plus. And you can drag and drop it onto the screen. And there we are. Okay. Now this looks really complicated, but it's not. And you'll see how cute it is. So right here under positive pip colors, which is what you want when you're winning, you want those positive pips. So we're going to go under this color and pick green. And by the way, I know this is a lengthy video, but this is about as lengthy as it gets. After this, everything else is very simple. Okay, so don't worry. All right. Now, other options that you have is right here. And as you're getting more customized and familiarized with it, you can go ahead and add this or change it as you see fit. But these are options where if you want to see what sessions are open, they have an indicator down here. For a space on mines, I leave mines off, but you can always have yours and they can show you what time the sessions are open and closed. But sometimes this is a free indicator, so the timing is a little bit off. That's why I leave mines off. Okay. Another thing I do is right here, I change these to white. This one right here, which is my symbol color, I want it to stand out. So I make it a gold or a bright, let's make it aqua blue. Okay. And then this one I'll make white. And again, you can play this video back as often as you need to, okay? Oops. Go back. Okay, I want that white. Now, as far as the size that I want my font to be, and you'll see this, I'll make mine maybe a 15, okay? Really big so I can see it. And line spacing, I'll change that to a 6, okay? And then I click OK. Now, again, play the video back. If you get lost, it's very easy. You'll see why. Now, I hit this arrow here to move all my candles over. I hit it twice. And as you can see, here's good information. It's showing me the time. It's showing me the spreads. In other words, how much is the broker making? It shows me what time frame I'm looking at, which again, this is the H4, which represents every candle is 4 hours. Every candle on D1 is a day. Every candle on the W1 is a week. Every candle on here is a month. Every candle on H1 is a 1 hour. M30 is a 30-minute candle. Every candle will be 30. M15, every candle is 15 minutes. Every candle is 5 minutes. Every candle is 1. So this will tell you to make sure you're not making a mistake. In aqua blue, you can see what currency pair I'm currently trading. Okay, and there's two ways to do it. You can use this indicator, or you can use this little market watch folder here, and there we are. Okay, and then it tells you if you enter into a position, it'll tell you how many pips you're making and how much you're winning or losing on that right here. Okay, so all that information is right there at a glance. Isn't that beautiful? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Okay, let's go shopping for one more thing. Well, actually, that's enough. We don't want to overload our charts because it causes it to upload and move really, really slow. So let's exit out of this. Now, we did add something. What do? Go to Save, the template, and there we are. Okay, very good. So pause the video right here. I'm going to double check my charts personally just to make sure we're not missing anything. But I think we have everything you need, and we'll be good to go. All right. Oh, there is one more thing I'm missing. Okay, let's go shopping one more time. We're going to go back into the store. I knew it was something. Your instructor, Miss Jenny, is in my head because she uses this particular indicator, and I forgot to add it. It's called a money tree string. Okay, and so what it is we add call it money, and we just spell it out. Okay, and my computer's running slow, of course. And you just go in there, oops, add extra. And this is one word, money tree. And as soon as you start typing it, look what pops up. And you just click on that and see how that download button pops up for you. Let me go ahead and make sure I download it because maybe I don't have it. And there we go. Okay, all right. And once that's done, you can go back and you can exit out. Now let's go to our store. Isn't it nice to go shopping for free? We're going to double click on the money tree string. Make sure both boxes are checked. Okay. And then we're going to go to inputs and do nothing. We're going to go to colors. And what's the top box for? Buying. The lower box is for selling. I want all my colors to match. So I'm going to change that from green to red. Okay, you can put the length, how thick you want them to be, and then click OK. And now let's get out of this and look at what happens. Why do we use this? Okay, and let me find a good chart. Let's go to this one here, Euro Swiss. When it was in a buy, as you can see here, and you can always pull your charts up. If the lines are like this and you can't see the full thing, go here and just pull it up. See that? Woo, woo, woo. When it was in the buy, see how the candles all turned green? At first they were red, then they turned green. And it's the Euro Swiss. So when we went into this buy, you see everything lined up. We had 3 arrows. We had the yellow arrow, green arrow. We had our dot saying, yes, it's a go. Candles turn green. But look at this moving average line right here. It's also called the whole moving average. Okay. Notice that it was red and then it turned over to green as well as an additional confirmation. Our green line went above the red and our MACD bars, volume bars went above the 0 line, and that was a confirmation for a sale. For a buy. Then, when it was time to sell, we had the reverse. Big arrow, little arrow, yellow arrow, candles change colors, resistance dots are in place. The trend line was in place saying, nope, it's going no further. We just drop our eyes. Green went below the red. Volume bars went below the 0. We took the trade. So literally, this is all we do. We do this. Triple arrows, 1, okay, see that, see that, see that, okay, take the trade. That's it. Then if I see this, okay, triple arrows, I see that, see that, see that, take a trade. That's how fast you'll actually start trading once you get the hang of this, okay? It's not complicated. But that's pretty much what we have as far as with our system, okay? So bottom line is you have what we have. And what did I do? I added something. What am I supposed to do? All right, very good. You're going to go ahead and save the template. And then you're going to refresh it. TA, highlight it, and then click Save. Do you want to replace the old one? Yes. Okay. At any time, if you want to add something different or do something different, you just right click on the charts, go to indicator list, and you can remove or add as you see fit and make sure to save. One last tip, just to help you out. You see how this symbol changer have all my currency pairs in alphabetical order? Well, originally it wasn't like this. So before you add this one, or you could do this, or you can remove it. Go to indicator list, right click, go to indicator list, and under indicator, under symbols, you could remove it. Okay, and then click delete, and it'll be gone. What you want to do is go here to your market watch and see how I actually have mine in order. When you open your brokerage, it's not going to be like that. They're going to be all over the place. And in order to put them in place, all you would need to do is just drag them and drop them in order. See how I'm just moving them around? Drag them and drop them. Drag and drop. Drag and drop. Okay? And I just move mine up. Now, I'm going to do this last thing for you, and we're literally done. I'm going to scroll real slow on this last part, because what can happen is, what you can do is look at the way I have mine set. So you don't have to remember this. Just play the video back right here on your own time, and look at the ones that I actually have. See this? I don't trade it, so I move it out the way. There we go. Now, the ones that I do trade, starting from gold, going up, I want you to take a look at it. Okay, look at it. And you can always play this back to see how I have mine in order, and you can see which ones I use, because your broker will give you a lot of different options. And some of these, like you can see, some of these you can actually trade Apple. You can use Amazon with our system. So you can trade regular stocks with our system if you want to do that as well. As you can see, here's Apple. See, triple arrows came up. What happened with price? It dropped. So if your broker offers you these instruments, you can use them. And some of them even offer Bitcoin and the others, which is here. And you can trade our system using the same thing. So it depends on which broker you have. If here's Google right here, you can trade anything you want with our systems. Okay, triples came in. Look what happened. Price dropped just like that with the triple arrow system. Okay, triple arrows came back in again. Price went up. See, green line above the red. We have our volume bars above the 0 line. Triples, green, 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 green. Line was green, and the price went up. So you can use it. Okay. All right. So that's it. Thank you for joining me, and you're ready for the next thing. Okay. Have a great day and welcome to the family.